Hi, this is Rich and Charlie again. We're back with the Operation Legacy Light to My Path coaching series, and today we're talking about exercise 7, personality profile assessment. You know, Charlie, each of us has a unique personality, and we can actually have awareness of what those traits are within that, and we can actually use that to help us build our life plan.
Exactly. One of the other things, Rich, about personality is that, you know, as you're listening to us speak of personality, we have control over how we speak and how we think and how we behave in life. And one of the great things about personality is we can tweak it if we need to. We will either attract people toward us, or we will repel people away from us based on our personality. And you know, when you think about personality, think about how we feel about ourselves. You know, some people don't respect themselves. Some people are angry for a variety of reasons. Some people have a characteristic about them that really pushes people away. Mm-hmm. We need to be very, very careful about that, because as we make this transition in life and transition from the military to civilian life, we really need to befriend folks. Mm-hmm. and just to be able to offer service to others, not only ourselves, but when it comes to personality, we can control a lot of that.
That's a good point. On page 120, we define personality as personal and social traits, or our temperaments. It's our behavior and our individuality, our character. Everyone has different but equal personality. And you can actually align your personality with your talents and your future vision so that you can actually help it to increase your focus and your velocity on achieving your plans and your goals. And as you said, we can develop our non-core personality traits so we're very balanced, and so that we can actually use those in a beneficial way to build stronger, more healthy relationships and to help us achieve those goals.
Exactly. One of the other things about personality is that think about the people that are around you right now, and there are people that you are attracted to because of their personality, and there are other people that are in your sphere of influence right now that really go against the grain. They're aggressive, and you know what? I'll admit it, that right after the military and the Marines, I was released from active duty in '71. My personality at the time was such that I would repel a lot of people. So we need to be really careful about that, because we can control that part of our lives.
That's right. As an example, the military environment may have conditioned certain personality traits or behaviors mm-hmm. into people because it was either what the norms were at the time, or training you for a hostile environment or something like that. So as we're transitioning out into the civilian environment, and as a Christian, we also need to take into account what the fruits of the Spirit are. And on page 122, we have Galatians 5:22. It says, "The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, self-control, and against things there is no law." So these are those areas that we can meditate on, we can think about, we can blend into our personality traits. You know, there's some people that are more assertive than others, and I use assertive over aggressive mm-hmm. because assertive can be a good thing. Charlie's more naturally extroverted and gravitates toward that. I'm more naturally introverted, but you notice I don't have any trouble talking either on camera. So it's about appreciating who we are and where we might need to provide a little focus or a little more backup, depending on what the situation calls for.
And you know, that's one good thing that you mentioned, the word situation. There's such a thing as situational leadership, and when we get into the chapters on leadership, we'll go into that. But my main point that I want to mention here, and the purpose of this, is that your personality at its core is pretty standardized, let's say. But if we need to change that personality based on the situation, we have the ability and the flexibility to do that, so that the outcome is what we're looking for.
Exactly. And as far as using our personality strategically to achieve our goals, we have an assessment that we developed in here that'll go through a series of questions that'll let you to, be aware if you're more extroverted or introverted, if you're more structured or unstructured, what type of environment you like to you behave in. And so, for example, if you are someone that thrived working alone with numbers and really like to focus in on things, I would not recommend you become a kindergarten teacher, for example, right? Or if you love being out and running around and dealing with kids, you probably wouldn't want to be an accountant that's sitting at a desk crunching numbers all day. So that is the very relevant use of understanding your personality and how you can apply it to your life and your life planning. And we have an excellent assessment, page 124 through 126 and up to 128, that will help you to really identify who you are, what your preferences are for your personality, and how you can start aligning those with your goals.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich. One of the other things, on page 124, we want to just bring this to your attention. There are golden nuggets of life. As you have, in your experience and in your walk in life, just in general, especially in a transition phase, here are some bullet items, and we won't read all of them, just a few of them that really might resonate with you. Seek God first in everything that you do. And if you do that and know that He's always there to support you, you'll feel and behave and act a lot better. You'll have a faith that things are going to happen because God is really guiding you in your path. Expect miracles in your life. When we think about a miracle, just waking up in the morning is a miracle. This body is a system and some of it functions without us knowing it, involuntary function. But expect miracles in your life, and that goes into the law of expectancy. The law of expectancy. God made laws in this universe, and one of them is the law of expectancy. Live life with passion. When you find that you're really excited and passionate about something, it doesn't seem like work, right? And learn the laws of sowing and reaping. What you give to the world comes back, and it comes back many times more than you gave. That's the law of increasing returns. And just knowing that, I changed some of my behaviors from early getting out in 71 from the military. Once I understood that the way I acted and behaved would come back to me, I learned that, hey, if I give out negative to the world, it's going to come back to me. I didn't want that. So just understanding a lot of these. Become the living example. And that's one of the things that we continue to work on and teach people, because if we're not the example, then we're hypocrites, especially if our words don't match our behaviors.
Yeah, those are really great points, Charlie. And, it seems like it might be a simple exercise, but the takeaway is the more you can understand your core personality, who God has designed you to be, and then what your preferences are and what you enjoy doing, the more happiness and the more effectiveness you can have in your life. So as you go through this and you do the journaling and you get to the reflection, you're going to be asking yourself, am I aware of my own personality? And how within that personality I can demonstrate the fruits of the Spirit. And whether you're assertive or more passive, you can still demonstrate those fruits of the Spirit. You want to ask yourself, does your personality change when you're outside of the house versus when you're inside the house? I think you'd want to go for a balance. Of course, there's situations where you want to emphasize certain parts of the personality. And then how can I ensure I'm using the positive parts of my personality wherever I am?
Right. Thank you. So, one of the other things before we end this session, Rich, is I'm reflecting back on page 122. And that's Genesis 1:27. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. So when you start thinking about your own personality, what Rich just mentioned is if you really want to understand and know a person's character and personality, back them into a corner with no escape. And the true person is going to come out. Now that may not be every single situation in your life, but just understand and know and be aware that your personality plays a huge role in life, because we either attract people to us or we repel people away from us. So really the choice is ours.
Absolutely. So enjoy this exercise. Remember that we do have responsibility to exercise very positive personality traits. and to use self-control, self-discipline, which is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And when you come back, we'll be getting into Exercise 8, Life Purpose and Mission Statement. Thank you very much for being with us, and have a great day.
Thank you. More to come.